And welcome to Live Bird TV. So after your fantastic performance from Darwin Núñez, again, I'll keep saying that friendlies don't mean a single thing, anything other than fitness. But this was different. Now, those that are on my personal Facebook will know that I tried to get on Talk Sport last night. I actually got through to Talk Sport. And when I got through to them, they said, what do you want to talk about? And I said, look, I just want to talk about Darwin Núñez because I just think that what's been happening on social media, including Talk Sport, has been a disgrace. And the lady said to me, yeah, not a problem, we'll put you down for the show at 10 and ring you back. Turns out, not only did Talk Sport not even ring me back or even have the decency to tell me that I'm waiting all night, so I was waiting till nearly 12:30 from 10 p.m. to get on. Not only did they not have the decency to even tell me, but they also didn't even mention it once. Now, I was talking to a couple of fans on this page yesterday, and they were like, Neil, calm down, it's only pre-season. Forget pre-season. It has absolutely nothing to do with pre-season. It has something to do with the media, social media in this country, more or less bullying people, because that's what they're doing. They're humiliating and bullying people. I'm not being funny, but you'd have to be tough to survive in this day and age in look at even I shared a lot of the gifs for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, where he's a clown and he can't bottle stuff and he's getting shrinked into the bush like Simpsons. I mean, social media can destroy you. And what I said back to a gentleman on this group yesterday in terms of, listen, because he said to me, no one cares, it's only pre-season, but yeah, they do care. And the reason why they care is because they can see how social media can affect an individual. And I also said to the gentleman, who was, he's entitled to his opinion, I also said to him, I don't think you understand how big them goals were yesterday. Them goals were huge for Darwin Núñez yesterday, even two of them, never mind four. Four just put out a statement. A hat-trick put out a statement. Two would have been enough. But the reason why them goals were huge were, this bubble should not even have existed anyway, of negativity and writing him off and calling him a flop and comparing him to Akinbaye and Andy Carroll and Yakubu and calling him a shit Andy Carroll and stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. This shouldn't even existed anyway, because he'd only had 2 substitute appearances totaling 53 minutes. So the reason why yesterday was such an important result for Liverpool, the goals for Darwin Núñez was so important was because had he not scored, this would have continued to get bigger, this bubble. It would have got bigger and bigger and bigger, and he would have been laughed at, and there would have been memes and videos, and there would have been a montage of footage of him being absolutely, look at what Liverpool spent on this donkey. It would have got worse. Now, the reason why I'm doing this video is because Klopp's come out now and spoke. Now, if you can remember when I did a video a few days ago, I was actually saying that I was surprised that Fabinho, Harvey Elliott, Henderson, who else came out? There was a few players, Trent Alexander-Arnold, all came out and were sticking up for Darwin Núñez. And now if you read if you listen to what I'm just about to tell you, that Jurgen Klopp's come out and said, it tells you exactly why. So it says here, Jurgen Klopp reacts with social media claim as Darwin Núñez scores 4 goals in Liverpool rout of Leipzig. And do you know what the really funny thing is? Do you know where I'm reading this from? Talk Sport. Yous were the people laughing at him. Alex Crook, one of your presenters, was saying, oh God, are you seeing him pre-season? He looks awful. God's sake, Man United have definitely dodged a bullet. I can't wait to phone, I'm going to try and phone the show at 10 this morning, because he's on again this morning with Sam Matterface. I'm going to actually try and get on at 10 this morning to actually go back in for him and say, yeah, what you're saying now. That's the reason why I tried to get on last night. But anyway, back to what Klopp's going to say here. So Darwin Núñez scored 4 times in Liverpool's 5-0 win at Leipzig in a friendly to highlight his quality ahead of his debut Premier League season. I mean, that really annoys me, to highlight his quality, but yet 2 days ago, TalkSport, you were calling him a fucking donkey. The Uruguayan forward, who joined the Reds this summer in a deal that could rise to 85 million. I love how that price keeps getting higher and higher every 2 minutes. Struck all 4 goals in the second half in what was a ruthless display by the forward. And it says here, his first was a penalty. We know the goals, I'll skip that bit. But this is what Klopp says. That's the best way to stop all these discussions, reacted Jurgen Klopp when asked about Nunez's blistering display. We always think that if you pay a lot of money then the players feel no pressure or whatever. They are completely normal human beings and the first touch is not perfect for them all of a sudden. This generation of players read social media, which is really not smart, but they do. And all of a sudden you get in a rush and these kind of things happen. So what Klopp's saying there is, what I was saying in my videos previously, is that they do read social media. So if you're a Liverpool fan and you were one of those that were calling him out after 53 minutes, you seriously need to either go and support somebody else or learn the Liverpool way. We get behind our players. Because this is what I've said this for years. They do read social media. So when you've got your own fan base calling you a donkey and a waste of money, it will affect your confidence. Luckily, after Fabinho, Trent and Hendo and Harvey Elliott all came out, I think the players have got behind him, Klopp's got behind him. Last night was huge because now he's got them goals. He hasn't just scored, and that if he'd have just got that penalty, you'd have had people going, God, he nearly missed that, right? He went and scored 4 in the second half. 4 goals in half a game of football. So now there's going to be no pressure on him now in terms of there'll be no social media. All the social media now which he will read will be brilliant. Oh, he's brilliant. I mean, even Leipzig. Hats off to Leipzig. I mean, their response yesterday to tweets saying it was absolutely amazing to have you here in our new arena. Even though they got beat 5-0, showed sheer class. And then to even tweet, can we play you again without Nunez? He is an absolute, what did they call him again? Monster. So fair play to Leipzig, a lot of class there. German clubs always have class with their tweets after matches anyway. They're brilliant. Bayern Munich are great at that. But all I'm saying is do not underestimate how important them goals are yesterday for Darwin Nunez and for Liverpool. Because if you want what's best for Liverpool, when I was challenged yesterday when someone said to me, no one cares. Well, I do. And I was prepared to go on a national radio station to stick it up those people that were completely starting a hate campaign. Now, if you look at what them campaigns can do to a football player, look no further than Harry Maguire. He's gone from costing £80 million to now being booed every time he touches the ball by his own section of players. Now, people can say he's shit, which he does. He does look like he is, but the point is, he's shit because he's been destroyed by social media. And if you let that get to your head, it can destroy a player. So we could have lost Nunez here. We could have lost him. We could have lost him to social media by completely calling. I mean, look at the Dele Alli miss. It's a pre-season friendly. It's gone viral. There's no hiding place in football anymore, and they will come out for you. And the bigger and more mistakes you make, the more of a montage they can create. So do not underestimate how big them goals were for Liverpool yesterday and for our season, because now we'll have a Darwin Nunez that will attack that Premier League. And I mean, social media makes me laugh. All them idiots that were calling him a joke, the rival fans. I reacted to a Man United fan yesterday. It said, oh, God's sake, it's only pre-season friendly. Wait till the season starts. Wait till he starts in the Prem. And I responded brilliantly. I put, the man scored against Barcelona, Bayern Munich and 2 against us in the Champions League last season. He was top scorer for Benfica. And you think we're worried about him playing Bournemouth, Fulham, Notts Forest, Bournemouth, Fulham. You think we're worried about him scoring against teams, and Everton, and scoring against teams like that? Give your head a wobble, lad. And it was people like yourself that were calling him a donkey 2 weeks ago, and you're lucky to have him. Now, can you imagine how Man United fans would have reacted when they looked and seen him go, oh, fucking hell, he scored 4 goals. Whether it's pre-season or not, it puts fear into our rivals. It puts fear into our opposition goalkeepers, defenders. They know now he's on fire. Klopp knows, but like Klopp says, it's not smart reading social media.